It's me Nevin, back yet again with another video. And today's video is for mainly the people who are trying to start working out, but they can't really find the rhythm, get going, and they keep falling out and stuff. And it's most especially for those people, but maybe even for some, you know, um, middle class lifters and athletes. You guys can still find some value in this video. So, I've always had a problem in trying to be consistent in working out. I remember the times when I was like a kid, maybe like 10, 8, 9, like I've always have tried like working out even then, but I've never ever been able to get consistent. I try to do those, push-ups like every single day type of stuff. You just see like in some like anime or cartoon or just some like like a movie, because in the movie they portrayed like it's like quick transformations, right? So that's what you kind of expect. It's fitness is so much more than just like a one day fix. So I've never been able to get consistent until I've implemented what I'm about to tell you guys later in this video about sort of like this framework which I used to start working out consistently, and ever since then I've been able to gain the results that you guys have seen. Like I'm not like that big, but I've made so much more progress than since I've started, because my goodness, like it's gonna be a year since I've started working out like consistently. So I'm probably gonna post my transformation video soon. So yeah, you guys will get to see like how like actual skinny I was before then. So for me, it's like a considerable amount of progress which I'm proud of, but I still need to keep working on. But getting back to the video, um, so as a kid, like I always like wanted to be like super athletic, and especially like fast, right? Because like we would have like these sprints, like sports day type of stuff, and like I always want to be like number one. Like I want to be like fast, athletic kid, you know, basically like a 5'2" LeBron James, a 5'2" Indian LeBron James, 9-year-old, and like I always had like that vision in my head, that sort of thought like of what I wanted to be. Like I have always definitely wanted to be sort of like this athlete type of thing. You always have those like sort of like visions, those visualizations of you just winning the race, clutch, no one expects it. It's like it's either a really like hard race and you like just beat them, or you chow them, like you just absolutely obliterate them in the race. Those type of visualizations as a kid, I was always just thinking. And it's funny, like as I was having these visualizations, like sometimes I would be watching the race of the dudes who would actually be doing what I wanted to be doing. And like sort of a sad state to be in, honestly. So So I remember I wanted to be consistently working out, and what, especially in primary, I wanted to consistently be working out. And what I used to do was I would just do this thing of like I wanted to do like 100 push-ups every single day and type of stuff. And as you'd get it, like I was never able to get consistent, and I was never able to like make it into an actual lifestyle. So last year, I took a whole new different approach to fitness and what I actually wanted to do, like basically a whole new approach to fitness, which last time, like the times before that, I never actually implemented, right? All those times before that, I'll try like run like around the house super fast, like morning, night, like hustle grind all day type of stuff, 100 push-ups, let's go baby. And like those type of stuff. And it was a whole new approach that I took this time when starting working out. So before I basically give you guys a secret, we need to give you guys the equation for gains. So I like to call this consistency times intensity equals gains. This is the ultimate equation for just building more muscle, getting like super ripped and type of stuff, like building that V. I just like to break it down: consistency times intensity. How often you train, as well as I guess a bit of like how long you train as well, multiplied by how hard you train, will equal to how many gains you'll have, right? And it has to be sort of like a great equilibrium, so you get like good amount of gains, that type of stuff, like breaking down like pure science. So there's one of these variables, between one of these variables, consistency and intensity, one is so much more important than the other, especially if you just started working out. And looking back at last year when I started working out, I basically sort of like figured this out. I'm like, okay, shot, this is what I need to own in on, right? So looking at this equation, one variable is so much more important. And I want to break you guys this analogy, right, to prove my point. So let's have two newbies here, right? Two dudes who are just trying to build some muscle, right? They're getting into the gym type of stuff, they're 16, they're off that Ziz videos and stuff, and they both go into the gym, right? So let's look at newbie one. Newbie one watched a lot of chest exercise videos, right? He knows like six different chest exercise videos. I mean, there's six different chest exercises, right? And he just spams so many chest exercises. He hits like a 2 hour long workout on his first day, right? He's absolutely exhausted. He's busted up, right? He trained 10 out of 10 intensity, like crazy intensity, right? And he hit his body to like absolute failure. And he knows like four different exercises for biceps too, and he goes like through the roof training. And then we have newbie two, right? So newbie two is far much more of a he's a bit uneasy on it in a way, right? But like he goes into the gym, first day of the gym, he does one exercise for chest, one exercise for biceps type of stuff, and maybe 3 sets of that exercise, and he's done. He feels a bit of a slight burn, and he stops and he calls it for the day. So, if I ask you this question, which newbie do you think is going to make more gains at the end of the year? I mean, it is a question, right? But the answer is, in my opinion, newbie 2. And the reason why is if we continue the story, right? Newbie 1, just after that first day in the gym, his body is going to be in so much pain, right? Those first like pains you had after going to the gym. It's like it burns. You have those sores, like the sleepless night, like you walk weird type of stuff, and he's going to have a lot of that because he went all out in this workout, right? And what's going to happen is he's going to take the next day off, and the next day after that, and the next day after that, and eventually he's just going to lose rhythm. He's not going to be able to go consistent, right? He goes back into like level zero again of just trying to get yourself back into the gym. So that's the biggest problem that newbie one is going to face, right? And newbie two, on the other hand, right? He keeps the mindset, this very important mindset of leaving the gym wishing you'd done more, hungry to do more the next day. That's why that's how newbie two leaves the gym. So newbie two, yes, he might have not like went 10 out of 10 intensity, but he's still healthy enough to go the next day. He has no excuse now. He has no sores. Like he only did like 3 sets of just the bar, like no weight on, like couple like bench presses, and then he's out. Like he barely even feels any sores. He's out. Like he came in, so he has no excuses to come the next day. So he comes the next day, and he hits another workout, maybe a little bit, maybe just a little bit more harder, and then he comes the next day and the next day and the next day. And if you look at it clearly, newbie two is just going to be able to be far much more consistent. And as he keeps on getting more consistent, his intensity will increase as well. And that's where the most famous term in all of bodybuilding comes in, or just like all of fitness, progressive overload. He progressively overloads, and eventually he becomes, David Lade or some shit. So the most important thing as a newbie, the most important variable is consistency, especially when you're starting out, right? So we can all agree that the person who works out 6 times a week, non-stop, every week, right, 6 times a week, every week for the whole year, is probably going to make, with just minimal effort, right? So like medium level effort, is probably going to make more progress than the person who works out like his workout routine fluctuates. So maybe one week he'll be working at one time, and then 2 times the next week, and then back to once, and then three, four, and then back to once. Like a workout routine that's fluctuating, right? The person who's far much more consistent, the person who works out 6 times a week, is going to make more progress by the end time of the year. Even though the other one's probably putting out 100% effort, the person whose routine is probably strict, especially as a newbie, is going to probably make more gains. So consistency is definitely the most important variable as a newbie. And so we need to look at what are the things that we can do to make you more consistent in working out and exercise. So there are two things that I did as a 15-year-old that I chose to max out my consistency and discipline. So the two things were keep it simple, keep it easy. That's it. I kept my workouts simple as well as I made it like pretty damn easy, right? Which and increased the intensity as I got more consistent. So all I did, I think, when I started out was just like 3 sets of 15 push-ups. Yeah, was it even? Yeah, 3 sets of 15 push-ups and 3 sets of squats every single day before I went to school. So all I did was 3 sets of push-ups, 3 sets of 15 push-ups, 3 sets of 10 squats every single day before I went to school in the morning. So I wake up, hit like meditation type of stuff. No, before I even meditate, first thing I do, wake up. I think I took a dump and then I started working out immediately. I took a dump and then I started working out. I hit my push-up, hit my squats, short workout, easy, simple, and I got it done. And I did that for like about 2 weeks before I did anything else. It was super simple. It was super easy. I did feel like I still a couple of soles maybe, but like I was able to push on for the next day. It wasn't that bad, if you get what I mean. So suddenly I just starting to exercise every single day, when beforehand when I was trying to do 100 push-ups just in one day, I could barely do like 20 straight and like 9 type of stuff. Well, I don't know, but like suddenly I'm just working out every single day just by keeping it simple, keeping my workout simple, as well as keeping my workout pretty damn easy and increasing the intensity as I get more consistent. So don't let your ego blind you, right? So, uh, especially, I remember this one great story where I can tell you is when me and my friend, I think this is just before I started going to the gym consistently, or when I started doing push ups still, it was so I started working out. And then my friend wanted to go to the gym and he just asked me if I could come with him, right? So, it's a school gym, right? Not too big, very small. And I went there and he was doing his workout and I was just with this other girl, right? And she was lifting some pretty heavy weight, I won't lie. And I'm just like, okay, I can't let her show me up. And I lift this heavy weight, and bro, I'm not gonna lie, like at that stage, probably like she was stronger than me, maybe. Like my body just wasn't used to that type of muscle stimulation, right? So, but I was pushing, and the next day, like I was just so much more hurt than I should have been, and like it was just the whole process of just my ego blinding me. So don't let your ego blind you, especially when you're starting out. Like the whole point is trying to get consistent, and eventually you'll be the dude who's like pushing for 200 pounds of bench type of stuff, right? You're gonna get there, but first, just don't be afraid to just use the bar, perfect your form, do just for a couple of reps. Feel a slight burn, maybe put down the weight. Like I know it sounds like pussy shit. Like don't get me wrong, but as long as you get consistent, right? Because that's your biggest problem, right? And that's the biggest problem that I also faced before I started working on consistently. Is just trying to get consistent, trying putting the points on the board, and this drastically changed everything for me, right? Once I started just keeping my workout simple, keeping it easy, and you want to leave the gym, want you to do more the next day. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you guys gained some sort of value, and see you guys next time, and keep improving.